Hey, bread friends. It's me, Ellen, your crazy baker chick, being a little bit quiet because my hubby is taking a nap. He's had a little minor cold. It's nothing to worry about, but he's just been under the weather for a couple of days. So again, you're getting me with no eye makeup and no lipstick, and I'm not in my kitchen, but something came up today in conversation with one of my very close bread friends, and she has trouble with some of my recipes, specifically sweet doughs, rising properly. And it makes me upset when someone doesn't have success with my recipes, because I don't just make them one time for the video. When I show them to you, they are tried and true at least twice before I make them on video to show them to you. So I remember talking to another bread friend and she was having trouble with her breads rising. And I don't know what made me think of it exactly, but we discovered that her kitchen was quite cold. I live in Southern California, where you would laugh at what I call winter, but in my house right now, it's the low 70s, and that feels kind of cold on my arms. Not enough to put heat on, but I noticed that my arms are cold. And wouldn't you know it, I had all three bread machines going today, and on all three, and I know I measured properly because I don't do anything else when I'm measuring bread dough, none of the three batches rose very much. They rose some, but they didn't rise very much in the bread machine. And I don't think it's my yeast or my ingredients. I think it's because my kitchen is colder than usual, even though the bread machine kind of insulate things. But then when I use dough, of course, but I took three bread machines worth, two different recipes. I took the dough out. I'm like, why is this smaller than usual? I don't think I mismeasured on all three loaves. And then this other friend of mine who's having trouble, and I said, how cold is your kitchen? And she said, oh, it's pretty cold. It's about the mid-60s. And I remembered another bread friend saying that she realized that she had to turn her heat up to 72 degrees to have her dough rise properly. So I know that some of you who live in, the other part of the country from me are going, 72, are you kidding me? That would feel like summertime. But if you are having any trouble with your dough rising enough, whether it's baked completely in the bread machine, or if you're using dough cycle or dough course or whatever your bread machine calls it, or you call it, and your bread hasn't risen enough even before you form it and put it in another pan or whatever, just try one time, heating up your kitchen a little bit, maybe a few minutes, like while your bread machine is going, maybe turn your heat on here and there for 5 minutes, or get a little space heater for your kitchen. I don't know if this is really the answer, but I really can't figure out what else it could be, because both of these people, they measured with a scale. In fact, the same scale. They're using the same exact ingredients. I know that they know how to do this, but yet the dough isn't rising enough, and it's upsetting for them to waste the ingredients and to waste their time. It's also upsetting to me, because I kind of like to say that I stand by my recipes, and then I feel really bad when it doesn't work for somebody. So if you are in a colder climate, and if you are having trouble with dough rising now that it's colder, just run an experiment and try heating your kitchen up a bit, and maybe your dough will rise better. This is just a hunch on my part. So take that supposition and do as you will. And it's only a few days before Thanksgiving. If you're watching this in November of 2022, because I know this could be seen years later, but if you are watching this in November of 2022, or actually any November before Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family and your friends.